Hi everyone, my name is Edward. Thank you come from his station. Today I want to talk about how do we access our tests to make sure and monitor their readability. In this session, I'm gonna discuss with you a question. Do you have been wasting lots of time and cost in every regression test because you spend lots of time tracing a problem not its bug, but the test result is failed? If you encounter the problem very often, I will provide a solution in this session and you can take away the solution and then approach to your testing process to predict the test result is flaky or bug. Before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is Edward. I'm come from Taiwan. Currently, I responsibility for the linedevday project. The linedevday project is a professional news platform. We serve for countries with linedevday, includes Taiwan, Thailand, Indonesia, and Hong Kong. Linedevday provides not only rich and professional, but also provide personalized news to user. We have a good experience for feel the fun of reading to user. And I am in charge of the automation engineer. The main work includes front-end and back-end testing, Turing implementation, DevOps related works, and any task that can improve testing inversions. Okay, this is our agenda. I will show 4 topics here. The one, flaky test, is an old story. The flaky test is an old story. Do you ever face the problem? Even a test result automatically sent to test measurement such as Jira. I think that most of people did not to look at the test result after testing on your test measurement. That's why you never know the test case failed. It belongs to flaky case or actually found a bug. So I'm gonna let you know you waste a lot of time on meaningless the test result and why the flaky is a troublemaker. 2, what situation the linedevday encounter? The second one, I'm gonna share to you what we lost when line encountered flakiness. The third one is a linedevday test analysis dashboard. In his session, I'm gonna show a tool, the test analysis dashboard. The dashboard is implemented by linedevday QA team. The purpose is deal with the flakiness issue. We can analyze each test result of test case after regression. According to prediction, we can understand which case is find a bug or flaky case. The last one is I'm gonna share the tool can bring a lot of benefits once you adopt his tool. So flaky case is an old story. Actually, the flaky case is most of 50 years ago. When we use the automated test to detect regression, its product quality until recently, we have no means of automation detecting whether the tests themselves were determined rating. Automated tests are another piece of software that can become unreliable over time as a codebase voice. Unreliable also we call it the flaky test. Actually, the test produces the fails or non-deterministic signals that undermine engineer trust and those the inventiveness of the entire regression testing process. If a test sometimes pass and sometimes fail without change to the product or app, for example, like the totally we execute 5 times here, and we got a failed twice. It forced automation engineer to spend their time tracing down issues that may not even exist. When you observe his situation, what do you feel? Well, you want to check again, but you need more often to fighting this. Of course, you can choice to forget about it. But the big problem is need to spend lots of time to investigate his case. So This is the problem here. So how many costs we have impact? The one is creation cost. This includes both of the time and the effort needed to write the test, as well as making the system testable. A flaking test requires you revisit the step more often than we would like to either fix the test or make the system more testable to execution time. When you encounter the flaky case, you will retry the test again and again. And also you may manual test again to double check the test result. And the same with the automation script. They are both waste a lot of time and cost. The last one is fixing cost. Debugging and fixing flaky test can potentially take an hour of your work week. Some of the most frustrating parts about the flaking test are reproducing them and determining the cost for flakiness. We must spend enough time to build up sufficient contents to fix the test. Also, if you have a dependency with other teams or test case dependency each other, you will waste more time and cost here. So what situation the linedevday encounter? Before I talk about what problem we encounter, I want to share you guys know actually linedevday automation framework is a really high stability. How we did it? One, the tester retried. We are able to retry the failed test to help reduce the test flakiness. The two, the test double. The test double is genetic terms for any case where you are replace a production object got the testing purpose. So use the test doubles to enhance the quality of automation. We use object to reduce the components testing. Three, independence. We also use the test isolation. So the test case are independent so that the defect can be spotted easily in isolation. So even our testing is stable, but we still observe sometimes need to deal with the unknown flaky. This situation cause waste time and cause the investigate this case. Linedevday deploy the build average 3 to 6 times per day. And we have over 700 test cases to execute the regression. It means we have executed 42,000 times per day to run regression tests. Even linedevday had high stability testing, but we still have an average 1% to 3% fail rate. It means we did not know where their cases are found bugs or flakiness. For example, if we got a 3% fail rate, so we got 21 failed cases. To make sure the test result is correct, in every case, we will return 3 times and spend 30 seconds per run. And then we need to check 21 cases. So we will waste at least 14 minutes to 6 minutes to double check which case is flaky per day. It means we're gonna waste 1 working hour per day. And it means we are gonna waste 1 day in the work week. So here's we want to quick share the test analysis dashboard here. After the deploy is complete, the upper job will send the active course downstream, which is the regression testing job. The job is going to trigger the testing. Linedevday using separate area runner to execute the test script. And the mochar is a custom report for use the JavaScript testing framework. We use the mochar to generate JSON format report. we developed a custom parsing module. The module can parse the multi report to execute useful testing information we needed. After extra data, the data will be stored in our database. The last step, according to some calculation, we can observe meaningful information on Grafana dashboard. This is the real-time monitor status and testing status after every testing complete. Do you remember I mentioned before, the result even auto-updates to your test management. Maybe some QAs cannot trace the test result immediately. But for now, we use his dashboard can observe the real-time status directly after the testing done. This is a very useful table for us. Write to dating can according to his information by calculation that we can judge which case are bugs. You can see the percentage on the right side of the table. We use a formula to predict the flaking rate of the test case. If the flaking rate is too high, it means the case may be exposed to things. One is the test case unstable, or we found the bug absurdly. No matter the auto script bug or production bugs, we exactly report and resolve it. In order to accurate analyze, we collect the result of each test. We can get a probability value using the formula. Then his probability value can help us determine which case is an issue. We take all of the bad status to calculate the probability and then aggregate all of the probability of the bad state to be divided by interval. The interval means the days. For example, case 1, we collect the test result within 5 days. As you assume, there are not any bad status here, so the naming rate is 0. Therefore, we get the flake rate is 0%. Case 2, we assume that the probability of complete test is 1. So we can repetitively assume the pass rate equal to 0.5 and the failed rate equal to 0.5. And the last fail rate is after the previous fail rate. So the probability of the next fail will be half of the previous one. After calculating, the flake rate is 25%. The case 3, as I mentioned formula before, after the calculation, we get the flake rate is 70%. Actually, 70% is really high, so we have a high confidence to say this is a bug, we found it. If we are not analyzed by dashboard, we need to one by one to check each case. Here are 7 failed cases. We will spend almost 20 minutes to check. And now, when we analyze the flaky rate by the dashboard, we just only spent 1 minute to check one failed case here. Therefore, we saved almost time 20 minutes. So what benefits do we have when we use the dashboard? 1, getting real-time failed case. We can observe the test results after analyzing in time. 2, decrease tracing time for finding out flake case. We do not need to spend a lot of time finding out flake case. 3, reduce debug time and development cost. So we save a lot of unnecessary time for automation engineer. The last one, summarize of finding by linedevday. We also finding about a flaking test caused by the dashboard. We clarify 3 kinds of flaky category in linedevday projects. 1, concurrency, 2, network issue, and 3, resource leak. So if you adopt the dashboard, you also can find what factor caused your testing flakiness in your codebase as well, something like weight or dependency issues. So the conclusion here, 1, smart test analysis dashboard. We are going to record the data and analyze the result. Then, according to the prediction, to accurately resolve the bug, we use the dashboard to track the progress, real-time monitor, like today, automation testing current status. We do not need to trace every test case status. Only focus a high percentage of cases on the dashboard. It not only saves time and cost, but also fix the really bug, so that we will get a high quality codebase and a high confidence test for every regression. 2, we can focus on explorer testing or user journey testing. Actually, QA have more time to make meaningful tests, something like this. 3, actually, as an automation engineer, we have more time to develop automation testing of a new feature for all around protect our products. So we can focus on new features and automation implementation. Okay, thanks for joining his session. If you have any question about the dashboard, or if you want to approach his test and analysis solution in your project, please email to me. We can discuss more and the detail here. Thank you so much.